The China Development Forum 2024 serves as a vital platform for global leaders to discuss and address pressing economic concerns on a global scale. With the continuous development of China as its central theme, this year's forum represents a coming together of brilliant minds, envisioning the new horizons of new drivers of China's development and new opportunities for the global economy.
China is a very important part of our growth ambition. Huge market, supersized market, the second largest economy.
Chinese Premier Li Qiang delivered a keynote speech, emphasizing China's commitment to stable and sustainable economic growth through further openness. He highlighted the key priorities for the Chinese government in 2024 and outlined measures to address sectoral challenges. Premier Li's speech received a positive reception from participants, including foreign companies and investors.
Chinese government will accelerate this supporting for the innovation. It's one of the engine for the growth of the economy.
With a focus on innovation and transformation, China is strategically aligning macro policy adjustments with precise strategies to foster an ecosystem of unified markets, urbanization, and infrastructural upgrades.
China will have a big impact in R&D. Manufacturing is also very good, and we want to use it to export.
Join us this week as we delve into the roadmap for China's high-quality development and explore the opportunities it presents for the world. Only on BizTalk, only on CGTN.
Hello and welcome to this edition of BizTalk on CGTN. I'm Junjun Feng at Beijing's Diaoyutai State Guest House covering 2024 China Development Forum. The forum serves as a unique communication platform where Chinese policymakers and global company CEOs can communicate face-to-face on their insights of China's economic status and investment opportunities. And the timing is very special. This is right after the economic policy tone-setting annual 2 sessions in Beijing. This year, 85 Fortune 500 company CEOs turned up, and I look forward to talking to some of them for their observations and insights. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Soriat. First, tell us about your business in China. How important is the Chinese market for you, and how deeply involved is AstraZeneca in China's pharmaceutical industry?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's a really great pleasure to be with you. AstraZeneca has been in China for 30 years, and we have always been very committed and very invested in China. Many years ago, we were in China for China to bring medicines to patients, and now we are in China for the world. We manufacture here for local consumption, but we also export, and we've invested a lot in research and development to come up with new medicines that will benefit patients in China, but also around the world. We have in the last few months signed 7 agreements with biotech companies in China, and we want to help them bring their medicines to the patients around the world. So we are very, very committed. We have a large presence in China. We have many manufacturing sites, and we have a large R&D site in Shanghai. So we are very deeply engaged in pharmaceutical market, in life sciences in China.
You just mentioned that China is being a very important R&D and manufacturing base for you as you ship some of the products here to overseas market. How do you evaluate China's supply chain management in the pharmaceutical industry, and also the capability of R&D?
Well, the R&D capability is very good now. It's grown tremendously over the last 5, 6, 7 years. The ability of Chinese companies to innovate and come up with new products, new technologies, especially in what will be shaping the future of medicines: cell therapy, gene therapy, antibody-drug conjugates, oligonucleotides, many new technologies beyond the traditional tablet small molecule. China will have a big impact in R&D. Manufacturing is also very good, and we want to use it to export to many countries around the world. Our supply chain is in China very strong.
Yeah, very busy day for you at China Development Forum. What's your understanding of the forum? How many times have you been here? How do you think of its purpose of serving communication between Chinese policymakers and global companies like yours?
I've been here several times, and the CDF is always an exciting forum. I've been in China six times in the last 12 months, so I come very often. And I was here at the CDF last year. Always exciting to hear the priorities, the strategy for economic development. Also very exciting to hear the opening up, exciting to hear investment in new technologies, new quality productive forces is exactly what we try to do as a company. Upgrade skills, come up with new technologies, better jobs, better paying jobs, economic development. So all those priorities we hear here at the CDF very much align with what we are trying to do as a company. And the economic growth, of course, in China is very strong. 5% is the target this year. But I think also China has an indirect impact on global growth. China contributes indirectly. All these technologies, new products that are being brought to the rest of the world will generate growth in the rest of the world. So China will continue to have a very important effect on global growth, and the CDF is a venue to bring the government and companies together and bring international companies to meet with local stakeholders.
Right. You just mentioned that creating more jobs and more good paying jobs. You're a big employer globally, also in China. What would you say to Chinese young people who are seeking jobs, to college graduates who are seeking jobs in a very, how can I say, challenging job market right now? What kind of quality do you think these young people need to possess?
Well, first of all, I think it is really fundamental in China like elsewhere, but certainly very much in China, to have a good education that is basically aligned with one of the priority of the economic growth, new technologies, not only in biosciences, but across the whole economy. And two, I would encourage people to be flexible, to be entrepreneurial. Just take a job where you think you're going to have fun, you're going to have a pleasure working and also make a contribution, and then you can grow from there. That's what I've always done myself. Try to be flexible, take a job, enjoy it, do well in it, contribute, and then grow to the next job.
Okay, if Premier Li just mentioned that China's still pushing up urbanization, there's still huge potential by bringing 200 million Chinese farmers to the cities in the next couple of years, giving them more city residence rights, give them more opportunities to get access to healthcare, to real estate, to better services, including real estate, including big health industry. What kind of opportunity do you think they will present to AstraZeneca?
Yeah, I think it is, first of all, it's a very important priority to balance the economy and make sure economic wealth and development is equally distributed. You need to give opportunities to everybody. Everybody wants to work and contribute, should have a chance to benefit from that development. So helping people establish themselves in the larger cities or mid-sized cities will enable people to get good jobs and contribute. That will benefit everybody. It will benefit people, it will benefit companies, and in our sector, in biosciences, it will benefit us because access to healthcare is fundamental to people's well-being. And we believe pharmaceutical companies can be big contributors. If you keep people healthy, they can contribute to economic growth. If you stop them from going to the hospital, you can save healthcare costs. If you diagnose people early with lung cancer or with kidney disease or heart disease, you can treat them early, cure them, and then they don't go to a hospital, they have a happy life and it costs less. So that's really what we try to do as a company. Diagnose patients early, treat them early, cure them, stop them from going to hospitals, and stay productive and important participants in the economy.
And scale is also very important for pharmaceutical companies, right? Because when people talk about bioscience, they sometimes are concerned by the cost. Oh, new medicine, treatment, good, but prices could be quite high, unaffordable, not covered by healthcare or not. But when the scale is big, when hundreds of millions of people are covered, then the economy would be different, right?
Yes. First of all, I mean, new medicines are indeed sometimes expensive, but if they are well used, if they are used to treat the right patient, well targeted, with a good efficacy, a good safety, and if they are used in treating patients early so you can cure them, they can be very cost effective. So they look maybe expensive, but they save money to the healthcare sector
In the long run.
In the long run. And secondly, the biosciences industry generates very good jobs. You know, it's a technology industry. Technology jobs are typically good jobs. They're well-paid jobs, and that's where the economy in China needs to go. technology jobs, in biosciences, in digital, in AI, and many new, in green transition, where you can offer good jobs that are offering good salaries.
Do you find enough talented young Chinese researchers in bioscience? Are you happy with the job talent pool here in China?
We do, actually. I mean, if you think about it, there's 250 million people who get good education, and so the talent pool is very, very large. People are very, very keen to contribute, very keen to do well, very keen to be educated. So we have no issue with the talent pool in China.
Coming up next, as China's demographic landscape evolves, the silver-haired economy is emerging as a new trend in the consumer market. We spoke with Anil Wadhwani, Executive Director of Prudential, a prominent figure in the financial services sector, to delve into the intrinsic dynamics of China's consumer market and its implications for the growth of the financial services sector.
You're watching breaking news on CGTN.
You're watching CGTN with the latest market-moving headlines from around the world.
Anu, thank you for joining us. We know Prudential has a very long history of 170 years, and your company has just decided to be moved in Hong Kong. What's behind this decision to move to Hong Kong?
We are a 175-year-old company. I'm the first CEO in the 175 years history of the company to be based out of Hong Kong. We have primary listings both in London as well in Hong Kong, but we did make a significant shift about 4 years back to focus only on the Asian and African markets. These are the high growth, high potential markets. And I believe that being closer to the market, being closer to customers, being closer to different stakeholders, including our regulators, allows us then to respond quite quickly and quite promptly. So that's why I've based myself in Hong Kong. My management team is between Hong Kong and Singapore, and we are excited about the growth prospects of this region as well as the markets of Africa.
Right, and also tell us about your cooperation with Citigroup. We understand you've been working together, and also China's promise of continuing allowing foreign access to the financial market, meaning that financial institutions may have more stake or shares in a joint venture.
So China is a very important part of our growth ambition. Huge market, supersized market, the second largest economy. China is urbanizing and urbanizing quickly. Is slated to grow around 5%, is the second largest economy, so continues to make a significant contribution to the world GDP. And if you look at the fundamental growth drivers of the Chinese consumer, it's still long-term savings, it's retirement, and it's protection. And that is where private insurers like us can play a significant role. We have a very long-standing partnership with CITIC. We are very proud of that partnership. We've been in the joint venture for 23 years. We have access to 100 cities across China, 15,000 agents, 4,000 employees, over 60 bank partners. So we are very excited about the growth prospects that China has offered and will continue to offer as we move forward in 2024 and beyond.
China's gradually aging societies with more senior people become pensioners, and China's pension system is also facing a pressure of maybe less income from young people and more, expense because of more pensioners. That's why we need a multi-level pension system. Tell us about the potential, market potential for you in this segment.
So you're absolutely right. I think aging population is going to be a significant challenge, but because it does put a significant demand on consumers to save up for the retirement years. And if you look at just the inflation and the growing needs that the consumers have, the consumers need to start to plan about their savings and the long-term savings and retirement specifically earlier. And towards that, initiatives around Pillar 3 are going to be very important, where consumers are encouraged to save on a regular basis, on a more consistent basis, over and above the support that they get from the government. It does two things. One, it obviously helps consumers to plan better for their future, but also reduces the burden on the government to support the aging population. So we remain very optimistic about the growth prospects, specifically in the Pillar 3 part of the pension reform. I would encourage customers to even start earlier because when you're young, you don't think about retirement years. It was exactly the case with me. But having reflected now, had I started saving much earlier, I think the financial position that the consumers will put themselves in will be significantly different. So I would only encourage consumers to start saving much earlier, and even if it is small bite sizes, just put that money away, put them in savings and pension products so that you start to accumulate those savings that are going to be very important for sustainability during your retirement years.
Premier Li earlier mentioned about China's business environment for foreign companies. In your experience, what have you noticed the changes in China's business environment? In what areas do you think more changes need to be made?
So we were encouraged with Premier Li Qiang's views in terms of inviting additional foreign investment. We, as I mentioned, already have a long-standing and we are very proud of the relationship that we have with CITIC. And we recently have invested $1 billion renminbi additional capital to support our growth ambition in China. So we continue to remain excited about the growth prospects.
In your joint venture with CITIC?
With joint venture with CITIC, yes. And at a prudential level, we have capital strength and capital flexibility to be able to support our growth aspirations in China.
Great. One last question, where they think it will be important for foreign companies to connect with Chinese young people, because many Chinese young graduates, they look for job opportunities in joint ventures, in foreign companies. What would be your suggestion for those who may struggle a bit in some tough, job market or tough economic challenges to land a job in the financial sector, maybe insurance sector?
So we are always eager to attract talent. We are a growing company, and when we grow, we obviously will need more people to help us support that growth. And it comes through in different functions. And having had the experience of 175 years and having operated in multiple geographies, we can bring our expertise and our knowledge to help grow the expertise of the young talent. So we would only be encouraging for talent to think about the insurance sector as a career from a longer term perspective. We also have, as I said, 15,000 agents who serve our customers remarkably well. And again, that could be one other stream that I would encourage the young talent to consider in terms of a career option.
So you mean you would have the facility and the capability to train these people?
We put a lot of investments in training.
Yeah, but what qualities or talent or personalities or personal characters are you looking for when you trying to find the right people?
I guess the biggest quality that we look for talent is determination, Obviously, we look for appetite to grow and whether the talent has learning potential. Because when you get out of college into the corporate sector, obviously there has to be an investment from the company to train, to handhold you to grow over a period of time. But as far as you have the appetite to grow, as far as you have the appetite to learn, yeah, Prudential and CITIC Prudential will be very welcoming of that talent.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Coming up next, we engaged in a discussion with Toshinobu Umetsu, China region CEO of Shiseido, to explore the inherent potential and advantages of the Chinese consumer market. Our conversation also delved into the business environment within China and the role of urban development in driving domestic demand growth. Umetsu emphasized the significance of market openness and the implementation of innovative policies for China to become an attractive destination for foreign investment in emerging industries.
Here on BizTalk, we connect the dots, shedding light on the real stories behind the economic landscape. To better understand China's dynamism and the economies and rhythms of business, propelling new drivers of growth.
China.
Chinese market. BizTalk, your window into China and the global economy. Only on BizTalk.
360-degree profiles of industry movers and shakers, tech mavericks, and policymakers. We drill down on their success. We ask how they set strategy and how they navigate in an increasingly competitive market. Real talk, real business. Join the conversation. BizTalk, only on CGTN.
First, please tell us how many years has your company Shiseido been doing business in China? Are you still optimistic about the Chinese market and the Chinese economy as a whole?
Okay, first of all, Shiseido company has a long history of more than 150 years globally. But as for China, we are first international beauty company to enter into this market for more than 40 years.
40 years?
Yes. And then as for your second question is economic first of all, I want to talk about current economic growth target of 2024 at around 5%. It's set by Chinese government, fully reflect the strength of the Chinese economy as well as the confidence, government confidence through this setting the targets. So from my view, my observation based on the beauty industry, which is belong to the consumer industry, so I have recognized the three strengths of the China economy. So first is market scale. Okay, so this size of the scale is rare resources and very attractive for the enterprise companies such as the Shiseido or other companies. And then, so there are the large economy and high, the consumer has a high potential consumer market and also faster growth rate. That is very attractive for our consumer industries. Second is consumers. And consumer has high demand for the innovations and then proactively try out the new products, new brand, and new services. And then third is it's encouraging the whole innovations and supports by government. So that's the strengths are very, how can I say, it's unique than other markets. And then as for the Shiseido, we are very, how can I say, they're willing to this policy to encourage the innovation for the Chinese consumer. So that's why we are prioritized to accelerate the local innovation on top of the global innovation for the Chinese consumer.
Okay. Many people in China consider Shiseido as a high-end, at least middle or high-end brand, and find it maybe not that easy to be affordable to maybe lower tier city consumers. Are you interested in tapping maybe lower tier, third, maybe fourth tier cities or even counties?
Good questions. Again, so first of all, as you may know, low tier city markets has a huge proportion of the Chinese populations. Yeah. And then according to the one of the projection by 2030, the Chinese middle class and affluent class that will be increased by more than 80 millions. And then as an incremental, also this incremental will be came from the low tier cities by 70%. So there are huge opportunity we have observed.
The Chinese government is willing to improve its business environment, especially for foreign companies. So what kind of changes would you like to see in China's business environment so it will be easier for foreign companies like Shiseido to operate here?
So let's again say accelerating for the innovations. And then through this China Development Forum, I also confirm that Chinese government will accelerate this supporting for the innovation. It's one of the engine for the growth of the economy. And then thanks to the current policy for encouraging the innovation, that we have been able to launch the new product on top of the local enterprise company in China. And then we can further collaborate with the local partner as well as the local institute to create new innovation for the Chinese consumer. And then this innovation is becoming a more source of the beauty innovation in the rest of the world. That is I'm expecting. And then this is a belief. So further, like Shiseido can contribute in the high quality development of the China beauty industries.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.